grows quiet. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is required. Nothing needs to be said. And yet, tension appears. A phone is reached for. Music is turned on. Words arrive simply to fill the space. Silence has not threatened us, but it has unsettled us. Silence used to be an ordinary part of human life. There were pauses between tasks, gaps between conversations, long stretches without stimulation. Silence was not a special condition. It was the background against which life unfolded. Today, silence is rare. When it appears, many people experience it not as rest, but as discomfort. The absence of sound feels heavy. Stillness feels awkward. Quiet moments invite interruption. This reaction is not accidental. It is learned. Silence removes distraction. Without constant input, attention turns inward. Sensations become noticeable. Thoughts surface. Emotions that were previously buffered by noise begin to make themselves known. Silence does not create these experiences. It reveals them, and what silence reveals is often unfinished. Unprocessed thoughts, deferred emotions, subtle fatigue, questions without answers. For a mind accustomed to constant stimulation, this can feel destabilizing. Modern environments rarely allow silence to arrive naturally. Sound fills spaces automatically. Content follows us everywhere. Even brief pauses are occupied, scrolling, listening, watching. This continuous stimulation trains the nervous system to associate silence with absence rather than safety. Noise becomes normal. Quiet becomes unusual. Over time, the mind begins to interpret silence as a signal that something is missing, so it moves to correct it. For a nervous system adapted to constant activation, silence can feel ambiguous. Without external cues, the system scans internally. It looks for what needs attention. It prepares for something to happen. This is why silence can initially increase restlessness rather than reduce it. The system has learned to rely on stimulation to regulate itself. Silence removes that external regulation. When silence appears, people often rush to fill it. Conversation becomes faster. Humor appears. Explanations are offered without being asked for. This is not because silence is bad. It is because silence removes structure. In silence, there is no script. And without a script, uncertainty emerges. Filling the space restores predictability, even if it reduces depth. Here's what most people don't realize. Silence doesn't make us uncomfortable because it's empty. It makes us uncomfortable because it gives us nothing to hide behind. Silence strips away performance. Without conversation, roles soften. Without distraction, identity becomes less reinforced. In silence, people are no longer defined by productivity, responsiveness, or expression. They are simply present. For many, this feels unfamiliar, even unacceptable. Modern identity is often maintained through activity. Silence interrupts that reinforcement. It asks a quiet question. Who are you when nothing is happening? Silence is frequently mistaken for disengagement, awkwardness, or emotional distance. In reality, silence can be a sign of attentiveness. But modern communication norms reward immediacy. Pauses are interpreted as an absence. Delayed responses are read as disinterest. This pressures people to stay verbally active, even when reflection would serve better. Depth is sacrificed for continuity. Presence invites silence. When attention settles, it no longer needs constant input. Awareness rests. Experience unfolds without commentary. This is why silence and presence often arrive together, and why both can feel unsettling at first. They slow the system. They allow experience to complete itself rather than being replaced. Silence creates space for integration. Thoughts connect instead of competing. Emotions register instead of being managed. Meaning emerges gradually rather than being manufactured. Insight often arrives not during activity, but after a moment of silence. Creativity forms in gaps. Understanding forms in pauses. Clarity forms when noise recedes. Silence is not the absence of life. It is the space that allows life to organize itself. As stimulation increases, silence becomes more important and more avoided. Without silence, experience fragments. Attention scatters. Wisdom struggles to form. Modern life offers endless information. It offers very little time to absorb it. Silence is where absorption happens. When silence is avoided, information accumulates without integration. We know more than ever, yet understand less than we think. And this leads to a deeper question. Not about what we consume, but how knowledge becomes wisdom. And this takes us to the next pattern, Episode 9, Why We Mistake Information for Wisdom. I urge you to watch it for a more in-depth understanding of the subject matter. If this reflection resonated, pause before moving on. If you value long-form explorations of human behavior, consider liking this video so others can find it. Subscribe for future episodes of Wellness Hubnest, and share below, how do you respond to silence?